I'm Professor Michael Dobson, the director of the University of Birmingham's Shakespeare Institute here in Stratford-upon-Avon. In 2022, the university entered into a twinning partnership with Franko National University in Lviv as part of the Twin for Hope programme run by Universities UK. And I'm very pleased to be joined in the garden today by Sofiia Rosa Lavrenti, who's part of that programme in that she is the first of our Harbuzyuk Memorial Fellows, who's been at the Institute now, based here for 3 months. So Sofiia, it's lovely to have you with us.
Thank you, Michael. I'm Sofiia, the Associate Professor from Lviv University in Ukraine. And it is a great honor to be here in Stratford-upon-Avon.
It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Tell us about what you've been doing in Stratford.
You have a great collection of books in your library, and I think it will help a lot because my research interest is caused by frequent appearance of Shakespeare plays in Ukrainian theatre, especially now. And we also observe that Shakespeare plays were appeared very often in the history of Ukrainian theatre, especially in the time of crisis and now during the war. So the question is, why is Shakespeare very often the key of talking about very complex and very traumatic experience? And of course, for now, for Ukrainian scholars, it is some kind of challenge to research our history, to have new views how to research our history and our theatre now.
Yeah. Well, Harbuzyuk's research in the ways in which Shakespeare had been performed in Lviv in many other languages than Russian, Polish, French, German, and in the first Ukrainian translations, was one of the reasons why we made her an honorary senior research fellow here at the Institute. And her death last year, of course, was a great loss to theatre studies. So you're perpetuating her legacy by trying to see what we've been doing with Shakespearean performance history, which is something the Institute's always specialised in, and seeing what can be taken of that to the extraordinary kind of renaissance of Shakespearean performance that's been happening in Ukraine.
Yeah, and I think that a great experience for me was also to have this opportunity to attend the Shakespeare festivals. And as you know, we attend Shakespeare Festival in Craiova in Romania and the first Ukrainian Shakespeare Festival.
Yeah, this is a huge historical landmark, and it's great that our collaboration was there, that in the midst of war, under missile attack, Ukraine set up an international Shakespeare Festival with astonishingly good Ukrainian productions and productions from elsewhere, from Italy, from Moldova, lectures, roundtables with people like us, and that wonderful studio theatre with those brilliant productions by Rostislav Dejapilsky, another disciple of Mayer's. And of course, one of the great impulses of Ukrainian theatre studies at the moment is documenting performance, finding ways to write about it. And I mean, how many students did you take to that festival so that they could, help record what the amazing things were they saw?
12 students, and they are very involved in this process, and I'm very happy with this. And as you see, Ukrainian Shakespeare performance is really about Ukraine, about Ukraine experience.
I mean, Shakespeare is part of the international language of world drama, and a medium of exchange whereby, even somebody who speaks as little Ukrainian as me can see a Ukrainian production of a Shakespeare play I know and have a sense of what it's about and what it's doing, with or without the surtitles. Fantastic festival. How do you see our collaboration continuing once peace is established?
Well, I think we could continue our collaboration now. And one of the part of this collaboration could be joint course for our students, for our MA students, online course, I mean, of course, for now, and the course Spring into Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And I think it will be a great opportunity for our student to feel like how it be a part of other university, to gain new knowledge, to have these new views in researching, and of course to establish the communication within each other.
Yeah.
And it's very, very important. And I think that this fellowship and this participation in festivals could continue and strengthen this collaboration between Ukrainian scholars and Shakespearean scholars from all over the world. And it gives strong sense that Ukrainian academic community as well as Ukrainian theater are definitely a part of a big family.
Yeah. Well, I think your students are great. I mean, we'd love to have them in our classes online and in person. And what I would really love to be able to do for my students is send them to the Ukrainian Shakespeare Festival in Ivano-Frankivsk.
Yes, that's a great idea.
You know, because that's where Shakespeare is most alive in performance at the moment, in my experience. I mean, this is the kind of front line of Shakespearean production. It's where people really understand what the stakes are and how directly these plays can speak to them. It's wonderful raw material for any theatre scholar at the moment. And I think it'll stay that way.
I'm definitely sure that our both university will benefit from this collaboration in which Maya Harbuzyuk Twinning Fellowship is a special part.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, we are continuing Maya's legacy in various different ways, not least with this garden, since one of the things Maya was designing at the time of her death was a garden in Lviv that would commemorate both Shakespeare and Ivan Franko, who, as well as being a great socialist thinker, a great Ukrainian nationalist, was also a translator of Shakespeare. So there will be a garden in Lviv, partly inspired by this one, which Maya loved. And this bit of the garden, we're going to redevelop. We're going to replant it with plants mentioned by Shakespeare, the way Marie Corelli had it 100 years ago. And it will be twinned. You know, the two gardens will be counterparts to one another. This will be a little kind of imaginary gateway to Lviv in the middle of Stratford. And I hope vice versa at Maya's garden. You, gladly for us, will not be the last Maya Harbuzyuk Memorial Fellow. What kind of advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about applying to be one of your successors?
At first, not to be scared, as I was at first, because it's very, sometimes it's some kind of challenge to apply for this, for such a fellowship or internship, especially now when you have your family in Ukraine, you leave your family in Ukraine, but it worth it because here you will find a lot of research, a lot of theaters, a lot of great people, and when you come out from this situation, you some kind could see it maybe from a different point of view, and to realize and to understand something in different ways. So it is very important, and as for your research, and I think for your mental health in some case. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. So I think that everybody who have these thoughts should do this.
Well, I thank you so much for applying. I mean, thank you for bringing your research here, for sharing your research, for allowing us to take part in what your university is doing, and for providing this brilliant link to this incredibly exciting arena of Shakespeare studies and Shakespearean performance.
And thank you a lot, and your university and the UK, of course.